Hello guys, this is Fire. This is D. Let's go look new Reddit story.
Title: TIFU by asking the wrong question at the wrong time. How the president made $415 million in a single day and took my life down with him. Posted by you/moral_kaleidoscope83. Let me start by saying, I never wanted to be a whistleblower. I was a policy analyst for a mid-tier federal department that mostly handled environmental regulations, some tech oversight, and the occasional internal memo about invasive plant species in Nebraska. That's it. That was my lane. I stayed in it. Until one Tuesday morning. It started like any other. Oatmeal, coffee, doom scrolling through political TikTok before I clocked in. But there it was. A tweet from President Rayne _official at 6:17 a.m. Energy independence starts today. Executive order incoming. America will lead the way through American FutureTech. United States briefcase #Rayne policy #energy surge. Now, this wasn't totally weird. President Rayne had been in office for 2 years, and his administration was basically running on vibes, meme economics, and this weird parasocial relationship he had cultivated with half the internet. Think if Elon Musk and Ronald Reagan had a Reddit baby who read way too much Ayn Rand. But what was weird was that American FutureTech, AFT, was his own company. Or rather, it used to be. He divested from it before taking office in the most comically transparent way possible, transferring his shares to a blind trust run by his cousin's best friend from high school. This guy, Trent, once went viral for doing a keg stand while reading The Art of the Deal. Anyway, I thought the tweet was sketchy, but I went about my day. That is, until 9:34 a.m. Boom. Executive Order number 1494 hits the White House site like a bomb. Immediate tax breaks, massive subsidies, and regulatory fast tracks for companies pioneering decentralized renewable storage and drone-distributed power infrastructure. That's FutureTech's entire pitch. Literally. I checked their website. By 10:10 a.m., the stock, ticker, FUTR, had tripled. By noon, it had surged 700%. Trading had to be paused twice because the ticker was going too hard. By 3 p.m., FUTR closed at $415 a share. The president's stake, publicly estimated, LOL, blind trust, remember, at 1 million shares, had netted him $415 million in a single day. And here's the kicker. The official White House account retweeted his initial post. Like this was just fine? So, dumbass that I am, I hop on our internal Slack. Yes, we use Slack, please don't ask. And in the #policy crosstalk channel, I post this. Hypothetically, how do we feel about a sitting president making $415 million in one day after pumping his own stock with a tweet and then signing an EO to legitimize it? Asking for the Constitution. You ever throw a rock into still water and immediately regret it? The message pinged, then silence. Then, one eyes emoji. Then my boss DM'd me. Delete that. Now. Too late. Screenshot city. By 4 p.m., some intern had leaked the image to Politico. By 5:30, I was temporarily reassigned to the Department of Paperwork and Note-Taking, not its real name, but close enough. By 6, I was trending on Threads and Reddit as the Rain Rat. And it got weirder. Overnight, the president addressed the situation on Twitch. Not TV. Not a press briefing. Twitch. He was playing Call of Duty. Future Warfare with some streamer named XX_meetrange69_XX, who I'm 90% sure is his nephew, and said, I quote, "Look, if you believe in America, you bet on America. I bet on myself. I am America. So really, I made that money for the people. Also, check out FUTR coin. It's launching tomorrow. Yes, FUTR coin. A cryptocurrency. Pegged to himself? The next day, #Rayne did nothing wrong was trending. Half the country loved it. Our president is finally a capitalist we can believe in, they said. The other half was having an aneurysm. But the real kicker? Congress said nothing. A few murmurs. Some grumbling from the Oversight Committee. But no hearings. No subpoenas. Just silence. Meanwhile, I had to delete my socials. Got doxxed by a Rayne fan group who called me a traitor to the entrepreneurial spirit. Someone sent me a Domino's pizza with sardines, pineapple, and anchovy paste. No note. Just the pizza. That was the threat. So yeah, that's how I ruined my career by asking a question no one wanted to answer. And now I can't stop asking it. How the hell did we get here? The billion-dollar beta test and the meme that ate democracy. Okay, so here's where things start to feel less like politics and more like a dystopian YA novel written by a finance bro. After my Slack message went viral and I got banished to the bureaucratic phantom zone, I figured things might settle down. Maybe someone on Capitol Hill would grow a spine. Maybe the SEC would at least raise an eyebrow. Nope. Instead, FutureTech launched, and it wasn't just a meme coin. It was the first federally encouraged cryptocurrency, thanks to some conveniently worded language in Executive Order Number 1494. Apparently, part of the infrastructure investment includes exploration of digital assets supporting national innovation. In plain English, the president invented a currency based on his personality cult and got the government to treat it like a tech breakthrough. Within a week, FutureTech was trading at $64. People were paying for gas with it at select Rayne partner stations, read, shady startup fuel chains in swing states. TikTok was full of people filming their dogs investing in FutureTech for clout. There was even a guy who tattooed the FUTR logo on his calf with the caption, "I run on Rayne." Meanwhile, FutureTech, the real company, not the meme, released a promo video titled, "We're building the grid of the gods." It had drone shots of solar panels, simulated explosions, and a slow-motion scene of President Rayne himself putting on safety goggles while inspecting a 3D printer that was supposedly making autonomous grid nodes. It looked like it was just printing a traffic cone. But here's the twist. It worked. Actually worked. Within 2 weeks of the EO, American FutureTech started rolling out prototype power pods, solar-powered boxes that looked like vending machines mixed with an Amazon locker. They used drones to deliver batteries to homes during blackouts. And in 3 trial cities, Mesa, Tampa, and somewhere in rural Ohio, it kinda solved the local power crisis. The media flipped. Suddenly, this wasn't a scandal. It was innovation. The New York Times ran the headline. From meme to megawatts. How one president made the market believe again. And every time someone brought up the $415 million payday, the response was, "So what? He made money and fixed the grid." That's what real leadership looks like. Meanwhile, I was still trying to wrap my head around the ethics. Yeah, cool. The guy invented a power solution, but he also insider traded his way into $500 million and made Dogecoin 2.0 a national utility. So I did what any burned-out, exiled policy nerd with a grudge would do. I started digging. I went back through everything. FutureTech's filings, their patents, the EO metadata, even the GitHub repos linked in some of their press materials. Yes, I know that's a little unhinged. No, I don't regret it. And that's when I found something weird. There was a sub-repo buried inside one of their public-facing documentation projects. Sloppily hidden, like someone told the intern to delete it, and they just renamed the folder, "Old Stuff Please Ignore." Inside, code snippets for what looked like a behavioral feedback loop. Basically, it tracked user engagement through FutureTech and linked it to smart meter usage. Translation, they weren't just powering your house, they were gamifying your behavior. Turn your thermostat down? Plus 3 FutureTech. Use less hot water? Plus 1 coin. Plug in your EV during off-peak hours? Plus 5 coins and a badge, EcoChat. But the real kicker? The code referenced a social reinforcement index. 3. It wasn't just gamifying efficiency, it was ranking people. Based on how Rayne-aligned their behaviors were. I was staring at a proto-social credit score built entirely around the president's company, currency, and ideology. I nearly threw up. I tried showing it to a contact at NPR. Crickets. Showed it to a professor I knew from college. He told me it wasn't that different from airline miles. I showed it to a Reddit mod in our /technology and got banned for conspiracy posting. No one cared. Why? Because the rollout kept working. Blackout rates dropped 40% in the trial zones. Gas prices plummeted. Unemployment in the energy sector fell to record lows. Rayne's approval rating hit 83%. And then, in what might be the most cursed plot twist of this entire saga, the president filed to take FutureTech public again. Not a FUTR stock. Not the coin. The actual company. And guess what? The IPO filing listed his own trust, aka his cousin's beer pong buddy, as the majority stakeholder. Meaning, after cashing out once already, he was about to do it again. I sat there staring at the SEC filing like it was a horror novel. The man created a tech monopoly, used his power to inflate it, built a currency around it, rewarded citizens for using it, and then circled back to profit from the whole machine. And the people? They were eating it up like it was fried freedom on a stick.